friends, it's Gwen and welcome back to my channel. Today I wanted to do a response video on what is genre? What is a genre? How do we classify books into genres, etc. that I found of genre that I really liked. It says a genre is a category of art, music, or literature. And that's basically it. It's a category. So how people categorize genres, of course, is going to be very different. I have gone into bookstores before, especially like Barnes & Noble and independent bookstores, and I'll see the little headings: teens, religion, history, computer, things like that. But I really don't feel that just in the teen category alone, or what booktubers and readers like to refer to as young adult. Barnes & Noble, can you change that? Anyway, what us readers like to classify a young adult has so many genres within the wide scope of young adult. Young adult, new adult, adult, all those are age ranges. Those are just the ages of the characters in the book, so of course that's who that's marketed towards. It's just a category. So everybody is going to categorize things differently, but some of the more popular ones that I have found are action and adventure, comedy, fantasy, horror, and science fiction. But to break it down, those are just, again, those are very broad. So to break it down even further, if you go onto Wikipedia and you look up genre, it says this is a list of genres of fiction and entertainment. So it kind of includes movies as well, but the list that they give for literary genres is action, adventure, comedy, crime, fantasy, historical, historical fiction, horror, mystery, paranoid, political, romance, saga, satire, science fiction, slice of life, speculative, thriller, and urban. So some of those obviously I've heard about before: action, adventure, comedy, crime, all of those. But maybe the slice of life and speculative are a little outside of the norm. So I wanted to go in a little bit deeper into this category of genres. A slice of life is a story that might have no plot, but it represents a portion of everyday life. It uses naturalistic representation of real life, sometimes used as an adjective, as in a play with slice of life dialogue. So it's not necessarily plot driven, it's more character driven, but it's something that would be like true to life. And then speculative speculates about worlds that are unlike the real world in various important ways. So slipstream, supernatural fiction, superhero fiction, utopian and dystopian. Basically what I'm trying to get across to you is genre can be basically anything. It's how you define it. It's how you categorize your books. It's really left up to the reader, and what I might find in the book or what I might take from the book is going to be different from what somebody else will, and I think that's why I'm having such a hard time. I'm not one of those people that do very well in the gray area. I'm more of a black or white person, and genre seems to be one of those things that are not black or white. So, and I don't really think, I mean, it's missing some other things that I would consider genres. Contemporary is another one of those categories that I don't really think that it is a genre, but it kind of is. But it's such a huge genre. I mean, something written in 1905, set in 1905, is a contemporary, yet something written in 2015 is a contemporary. So to me, that is just too huge. So a lot of these genres seem to blend and mix, and there's a variety of genres within one story. I really want to stray away from the young adult, new adult, adult. So I really want to get away from those. I like knowing what it is marketed towards, and I think my audience would really appreciate that if it is marketed towards, you know, young adults, new adult, or adults. But then I also think I need to do a better job of categorizing what genre it falls into. I probably will be using the information that I have presented you today to talk about what genre it falls into, because it's really hard when the book doesn't just blatantly say. I wish they kind of did sometimes just say this as a new adult dark contemporary, because that's something that wasn't even covered. Contemporary, what type of contemporary is it? Is it dark? Is it a romance contemporary? Is it, so there's just so many things to consider when, you know, reviewing books and telling people what you think is important, because like I said, genre is not really something that I feel is important. I feel more who it's marketed towards is more important than the actual genre. And I feel like if I'm talking about a book and it sounds really interesting, I feel like people will kind of research it on their own. I mean, at the very least, they'll go on Goodreads, right? That's what you guys do. Go on Goodreads and read the little synopsis, or go on Barnes & Noble or Amazon or Book Depository or Half Price Books or your independent bookstore. Just Google it. I mean, get a synopsis and kind of read it for yourself and see if it sounds like something that would be interesting. And yeah, I mean, I know it's kind of a long, rambly genre speech, but I think genre is still kind of one of those topics that's just difficult to have like a black and white answer for. I think it's one of those gray terms, since we're basically all determining our own genre of the books we read anyway. And what could be more dystopian, let's see, let me check back in my notes. What could be more, I might categorize as a thriller, could be a horror to someone else, or a crime, could be a mystery, or political, or it could be action adventure, those kind of crossover. And I also think that the satire and comedy and slice of life and speculative, I think that it's just, there's too many terms out there, and it's just, it's too easy to say this is fiction or nonfiction, but I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to include in my reviews. I don't know what I'm not going to include in my reviews. I always try to do a really good job when I do talk about the books, which I love talking about the books, to kind of talk about these things, but I don't know. It's just, it's another one of those things, people. If you've learned anything, or, you know, I don't know. I don't know if you've learned anything from this. I mean, I feel more confused than actually coming to a conclusion, other than knowing that young adult, adult, and new adult are not actually genres. So, but that's really all I have for you today. I'm sorry it was kind of rambly, but I think it was what needed to be said, or it's at least how I felt and what I've learned from my research. So hopefully it's helped you in some way. And yeah, I'll see you next time. Bye.